Hey everyone, it's Jen here. This is just a random reading for whenever you find it. I actually had started this reading yesterday and I got as far as here because I was just going to do a reading for me. And I said, why don't I just tape it and put it on YouTube? It could be for everyone. And then I got busy, so now here I am. It's been sitting, well, the candle hasn't been on. There's a candle over here since yesterday. So let's jump in and see what we have. Right off is the Four of Swords. This is a meditative energy. It's us um, needing to spend some time alone to clear our heads, to clear our minds, sometimes to quiet our minds, a rest, a recuperation. It could be a little bit of a break or a vacation. But she's, in this nest, right? She's almost in the fetal position. She's protecting herself and and healing and resting and things like that. So it definitely goes, and it's interesting too in this card. Look at her heart is kind of separate. I don't even know if you can see. I'm not looking at the camera. See her heart's. So some of you may need to let your heart heal. Um, Something hurt your feelings. The Three of Swords does come before the Four of Swords. So that's, yeah, whether it's needing to heal about hearing something, hearing like a truth you didn't really want to know in some ways, something like that. It could also just be getting into meditation. You could be taking up yoga or anything like that. And there's a million different other ways. Okay, I'm walking, going for walks to clear your head. Clear your head is what I'm really getting, and that you'll feel better once you clear your head and stop, kind of focusing on one thing too much. Wow. Okay, if the Four of Swords is a pause, a time out, a break, the Chariot is the opposite. It's all full steam ahead. Let's go for it. Let's do it. I have a plan. So maybe this is a decision, but a really big decision that you needed to even take some time out to take a break, whatever that means. If you needed to go away by yourself for a little bit, but you're coming back, or you now have a plan, or someone has a plan. Maybe you're waiting for someone else and to make a decision. But the Chariot are things set in motion. This is the sign of Cancer, their major arcana. So a cardinal water sign. Could this be romantic? Definitely can feel a job coming in. Okay, this came up for someone else, and I can't remember when I did readings for signs. I posted, I think, yesterday, which was like I don't even know what fucking day it is, the 21st of February. Oh, it's 2/2022 today. Cool. 4 and 7. Why I'm never drawn really too much to numerology, but so 11. Oh, 11. Also, 1 plus 1 is 2, so a decision. Whoops. Page of Swords. Communication. This can be online communication. What's this? Oh my God, the Page of Cups. A wish. A wish is like barreling into your life. If you're waiting on communication, whatever you're waiting on is coming through. For some, so think about what your wishes are. I mean, this could be maybe you've been waiting for the right person to come in, and you didn't settle, and you've had to wait a while, and now they're coming in. Maybe you didn't think you'd ever get that promotion, or I don't know. Whatever, you have to look at inside yourself. It feels the momentum's kind of big. Like, this isn't, with the Chariot, this is something pretty significant. But you've made your mind up and you're moving forward. You could, I mean, the Page of Swords there has a book in her hand. She's studying. You could be, am I cutting off the, fuck, I'm either cutting off the bottom or the top of the cards, or there's goddamn glare. Yeah, you may be applying for colleges or certifications, or because I see you doing some studying. So maybe they're like, if you get the certification, then you can have, then we want you to take this job. Or because she is on the Nine of Cups, she's on like a chest of treasures. And this is emotional fulfillment, but there is some cash down there. Never really noticed, never really paid attention to that before either. There are birds coming to her, so you'll be hearing communication. You might hear a little bit of gossip, or people might be talking about you, I would say in a good way. Um, there's some buzz going on about you. So maybe higher ups are talking about you for a position or something, or someone is, and that's you. Maybe you are sensing that, or it's getting back to you somehow, or you just seem to be a little bit more in the spotlight, or communicating more. Maybe if you have to give a speech or something. But the Chariot says, in life we will hit detours. We'll lose our way. We'll forget our path, or forget to continue to move forward and be too stagnant for a while. Maybe with the Four of Swords for some of you. And it's good to reassess now and then. There are certain times in life where it's an obvious pause to reassess. Action, passion. And sometimes you just have to look within and say, I want more. There's something missing, or I've been stagnant. Maybe you haven't been exercising as much. Maybe, it could have been, if it's winter, if you're in the northern hemisphere, it may be dark. But it's time to take action, though. I almost feel like it's something where in your brain, you say you do it. You may even follow accounts on Instagram that are about it, but maybe you used to really do it, but you've stopped doing it. Like, get motivated for yourself and what you need to do, and you can do whatever this is. And for me, the Nine of Cups too is like, they're living again. They're just out there compared to this first cocoon the person was in. But sometimes that can be transformation. Now at the bottom of this deck, we have the Knight of Wands. So this is the honeymoon period card, passion, enthusiasm, lots of fire energy, lots of let's go motivation and energy. So you're fired up about something. And hence the Chariot, right? Hence, or fucking say hence. The Chariot comes like this Knight of Wands is definitely the person on that Chariot, even though it's a Cancer card. I can't figure out why it's a Cancer card. I understand. I don't understand why I still don't understand why this is Cancer's card, but I love it, except for the cardinal energy, the let's move forward energy. The moon. So, yeah, it's like you're finally listening to your gut. There was something, your intuition was telling you either, I'm not happy, this isn't right, this isn't enough, I need to make some changes, whatever it is. And you went through a process though. This, I think it already happened with that Four of Swords, but now it's like it's time to come out of your shell. And you're a little shy for some reason. If you haven't if you haven't dated in a long time, that could definitely be it. Ace of Cups, speaking of dating, online dating, meeting someone, and there are a lot of texts going back and forth. Like I could see with the Chariot, this is moving forward really quickly. It could be that you know each other, but one of you wasn't single, or one of you had just gotten out of a relationship and really needed some time, which I highly recommend. Six of Pentacles, money, give and take. Definitely some money coming in, I would say. This usually, well, not in this. Usually there's money being handed out in the Six of Pentacles. It also means to receive if you need help. It's a two-way street, and that's the whole point. Whatever the situation is, it's mutually beneficial. No one's getting, okay, this is important to say, no one's getting a better deal. So you're equally worth them, and not to try to quantify it, but you both are on the same level, the same, yeah, okay. So what I think that is saying is there's maybe a little bit of imposter syndrome. Like make sure you're asking for the salary you deserve. Don't just be grateful for getting the job. I mean, be grateful for getting the job, but this is a business deal. Ask for what you want. Same thing in love. It's a two-way street, and they're lucky to be with you just as much as you're lucky to be with them. And to keep your standards. I feel a lot of respect in this new arrangement, whatever that is in your life. I feel like any apprehension you had was more nervous, excited energy than fear. And I would say with the Four of Swords, you had been shut off whether you realized it or not. Maybe you're like, oh, I was on dating apps. Fuck you, whatever. I don't think you would say that. I've been extra sweary lately. But the Four of Swords is you're just not receptive, and people can feel the vibe, whether you realize it or not. And the other person could be like that as well. Everything could be vice versa, or this could be happening to a friend of yours. Who knows? The World. Yeah, a new phase. One phase is ending and a new phase is beginning. And that one. In that line, we have three major arcanas. Wrapping something up. It's something, yeah, it's exhilarating with that full moon. If you've ever been outside on a full moon, or even being outside at night, I mean, everything, not being able to see clearly, everything is, your senses are heightened. Your other senses are heightened because your eyesight is diminished, right? So you have to go within and use other senses to figure it out. But there are plenty of cases, like with jobs or relationships, you don't know if it's going to work out. You have to, especially a job. You can't date a job, right? and get a feel for it, you're in, and then you're in, whether you like the people or they treat you well or whatever. And if you're moving, which you could be moving literally, uh, that's a huge deal. Like, I'm moving for this fucking job. Wow. Tower. Yeah, there's something about this decision. Oh man, what of the signs had this? I can never remember. King of Cups. We have the King of Cups now and the King of Pentacles and Temperance. Some of you, wow, okay. Some of you have either two job offers. One is like where your heart is, but one is where your money is. I don't know. I think you're struggling with is more money happiness. And right now, it may be that financial insecurity is stressing me out and causing me unhappiness, like, and stress. I mean, that's okay. And if that's where you are, that's your next plan, that's where you're going, and it will enable you to do the things that you love to do because you'll have enough money to do things. Because doing things kind of costs money unless you're out walking, which I like to do. Okay, what I got a whole flood of things with this tower. Something about this decision that you're making um, is, even if it's not blowing your life up, it is, in the sense that, say you get a job and you have to move, like, that's kind of blowing your life up. It doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong, but everything gets disassembled, gets torn, like, taken down, changed. You move, you pack everything up. That's a process in itself. Sometimes you just shove everything in, but sometimes it's like, let's just throw some of this shit out. I don't, it's like when you have to move it, I don't like it enough to move it. You'd be surprised what you can let go of. um, but I mean, say you're dating, and even if you live with a person or you're serious with the person, but you're not, say, married or something, not that that should stop you in either, but, and one of you gets this opportunity to move and the other one has no plans of moving, or regardless, like, if you're living with someone and maybe it's been not quite a year or something, and or a year, whatever, and they get this job. So first of all, there could be the question of, are they going to ask you to go with them? Are they going to take this job over the relationship? Would you go if they asked you? Like, would you try to do the long distance? It can put things in the spotlight that maybe wouldn't be in the spotlight, which can feel like sort of blowing things up, right? Because it forces sort of, a big decision about where this is headed. Where is this headed? I'm so drawn to this Chariot. Where are you? I'm interested. So what has, yeah, some things, it's hard to even know the timing, but something gets into our heads and we just are fixed on it and we're going to do it. We're going to go for it. We become a little obsessed or a little, we're just very driven. Okay, there's a lot of car terminology coming out. You may be getting a new car. Uh, some of you may get in your car and just take a drive. Be careful. Please don't do that if you're angry. Getting in the car to go see someone. Some of you may be dating someone from a long distance and you or they may decide to surprise you or go and see you. Like, kind of spontaneous. I see some of you like sitting around and being like, this is fucking stupid. And like getting a little mad with yourself and getting up and like, I'm going to go walking. I'm going to go running. I'm going to go do this. I'm going to go see that person. I'm going to go, like, you just, it just clicks and you're like, it forces you to take action somehow. That's kind of the essence of what I'm like, whether it's an outside something or you internally. This came up for one sign. I can't remember. So I just put readings out for every sign. I think I said that before, but you may want to go check that out. Okay, so other people down here, we have the King of Cups and the King of Pentacles. Now, don't get hung up on gender, but these are two potential, you may have a decision to make between two people. So we have a Cups, a water sign. Doesn't have to, don't get too hung up on signs either. But this would be someone who's very caring. They could be a doctor, a psychologist, psychiatrist, someone who deals with emotions or is really good with dealing with people. They put people's feelings and they validate them, and they let them know that how they're feeling is valid, and they don't need to be ashamed of how they feel. Now, they don't need to. The mature King of Cups, when they're younger, they used to allow those emotions. They certainly felt them, and they allowed them to control him and maybe get angry, or it's just kind of the emotional and not necessarily in a healthy way. As you know, as kids, that's part of growing up, and some people never kind of get it, and some people it just takes longer. We're still growing up into our 20s. Um, so then there's this King of Pentacles, and this is an earth sign king. And the energy of this type of person, they're maybe more of a homebody. They're pretty organized. They have their shit together. Like, they do their chores without complaining. I do not do that. They do their chores without complaining. They even find sort of a comfort in having a nice routine. They're not necessarily spontaneous, but they're comfortable and down to earth and grounded. You're not going to have, well, so what would this person have been like when they were younger, or, because age really has nothing to do with maturity, I should say, when they're less mature, a bit stubborn. Like, this person would dig their heels in and not budge. Um, yeah, I'm just gonna the the gist though of this person is sustainable. If you combine these two together, you have emotional intelligence and a really responsible person. And someone that's responsible with your feelings, right? And isn't that what's horrible about a lot of relationships? We invalidate others people's feelings, because invalidating their feelings, often we have to say, I was wrong, or I did something that hurt them. You know how that goes. And we have Temperance. So let's find the balance here. We need to find the balance with a situation or another person. So drawing back, we have that tower, but that tower is like something within you that you've known that's needed to come out, this change that's needed to be made to get your energy back here and to get out there again and start moving forward. It leads to the Nine of Cups, to your wish card. So taking action is definitely required of you. Um, And again, I think that motivation comes from within you, and you finally get a little fed up with yourself in a way, or it's time, and and it's and that is you when you have that thought like it's time. What am I waiting for? Boom, everything starts to move forward, and you're coming out of your nest and really um, putting yourself out there and making the changes you need to make. And it's amazing. It's your wish card. So, all right. Well, thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe. Take care. Bye.